So Year 9s, we're going to learn how to play Little Donkey, which starts on an E in the right hand and a C chord in the left hand. It's an easy tune which repeats and then comes back at the end after a middle section. But one thing you'll notice about the left hand is that we're going to play the chords on your sheet in different what we call positions. So this will be a C chord. A G chord will contain the same notes but in a different order from your regular G chord. And the same for an F chord. We're going to move it into this position, and that way we're very near our C chord. So, watch while I play it all together from the beginning. And you can use one note, one finger, with your own finger choices. And then the tune stretches up to a top C. 3, 4, and repeats. Two, 3, 4. And that's the first half of the tune. The second part of the tune, where the words would be ring out those bells, the chords are moving from the C position up to play a new chord, the chord of A minor, followed by the chord of E minor, followed by a simple D chord and a home position G chord. So listen to this middle section. The tune repeats with the same rhythm and the same chords. And then we move back to the original tune, which is the Little Donkey tune, starting on an E with the C chord in the left. 3, 4, and it repeats. And finishes on the C chord with a high C. So that was working our way once through Little Donkey. If we look at the chords on their own in the left hand, for the verse section, which is the beginning and the end of this sort of ternary form musical sandwich piece, there is our C chord. Here is our F chord, and look at the position of my notes. Instead of playing F, A, C, I'm playing C, F and A. So it's the same notes, just in a different order. Again, there was our C chord. That's how easy it is now to find an F. If that was my C chord, this is now my G chord. Your original G chord used to be G, B, D, but we have moved the notes around so you've got the same sound of the chord with the notes in a different order. And that way, in the verse part of Little Donkey, all of our chords are really close together. And that, I think you'll agree, is a lot easier than jumping around the piano. So this is the verse again, the first part of Little Donkey with our new position chords. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, and that repeats. Now for the middle section with our new chords, we've got the chord of A minor, A, C and E. We've also got the chord of E minor, but we are playing the notes in this order. E at the top, B and G. So that way the E minor chord is only one short step away from an A minor chord, and you can see you play an E at the top of the A minor chord and an E at the top of the E minor chord. We're going to shorten our D chord to just 2 notes in the middle, and then it's easy to find a home position G chord. So our chords for the middle section are A minor, E minor, D and G. Listen to how those chords work with the melody. Stepwise notes in the right hand, and that tune repeats. And guess what? We go on to Little Donkey, so we move down to an E in the right hand and a C chord in the left. And it's exactly the same as at the beginning, with the same chords in the same new positions in the left hand. Two, three, four. So I hope you've all enjoyed learning and playing along with Little Donkey.